What is up out there? Welcome to the Triple Up Podcast for real this time. My name is Ace the Space Boy. I am your host today, joined by my lovely co-host, the King of Spades. No, I'm sorry, the King of Hearts. He's the King of Hearts. I'm the Ace of Spades. I'm stumbling over my own words. Today's topic is going to be, I know I just did this kind of technically. Today's topic is actually another little tier list thing while I work on this big project. Our favorite album.
Oh, I knew you were going to do this eventually, and I didn't want you to do
it. I knew it was going to be really, really hard, but I already know my top five.
I was thinking, because I knew you were going to do it eventually, I already kind of was thinking in my head before.
Right. I just wanted to get it out of the way, honestly, to be honest. I knew if I held it off, I'd overthink it, and you'd overthink it, and it wouldn't end up a good episode. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into all of that, what is new?
I'm doing okay. Not everything's, we're living, just saw Superman. Fantastic.
Don't say anything. I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Fantastic.
I'm going to see it literally tomorrow. Don't say anything.
I will say one thing, right? So we had the conversation last episode about negativity sticking out. Damn guy, bro. Every time there would be a joke, because it's a James Gunn movie, right?
Like a guy in the movie?
So he's gonna be like it's gonna be like a comedic movie. No, a guy in the theater. Every time there was a joke in the movie, this guy was like, "This is the worst shit I've ever seen." Like, he gets so mad, and then like, dude,
I don't know, man.
And then like he's like, "This is stupid." He's like, "This is a stupid show, man. It's a movie, not a show." So that's why you're upset, I think.
Well, you saw the MAGA people were mad about the movie.
No,
because Superman's an immigrant. Because he's from outer space. Literally the most American of all time, Superman. Because, that used to be the thing. When Superman was created, everybody was proud to be an immigrant. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's going to be a lot more things that people are upset about when it gets
right. But that's what
in that regard. But yes, that right. I can see
but
that.
But that's what the president was on Twitter complaining about. The fact that the Superman story is an immigrant story, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a thing to be angry about. But anyway, I digress. Oh, speaking of which, I should also mention this is my real voice, folks. Sorry about that. Oops, I could change it in post if I really wanted to, but I'm not too keen on doing that.
He had to come clean after threatening the king's life.
No, I just want to make music on stream on my own pages and shit, and so I figure might as well just fuck it, we ball.
Which
and it didn't change my voice enough for it to really matter. The king is still alive to this day. But then this episode's gonna come out, and we gotta stop talking about it.
Pipe in an applause.
We gotta not talk about it. And now you're making work for me as an editor.
No, I was hoping. Well, my thought was I would say that and you wouldn't do it, but
unfortunately, that I'm. So, I will say, I talked a lot about how he's the editor and all the hard work, right? I did bust my butt to edit the last one. That said, I got a little lazy at the end because it took me so goddamn long.
Not the last one, the one before. Just
the
so
one before.
Yeah.
Last one I hosted. My bad. So we're going to try to do a little light editing, maybe not so heavy as that episode in particular, but it was just like almost a 2.5 hour recording, and I had to cut it down.
I'm starting to regret my decision holding the microphone.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a decision I would regret. I even have a mic stand. I don't know if you can.
I got.
So he can see me, guys, and you never will.
It's because he's actually white.
I'm mixed. I'm just gonna put that out there now.
Imagine
before it's too late.
Imagine 10 years down the line, it's like you do a face reveal, and it's like you turn
whitest motherfucker.
You turn off the avatar, and it's just like some white guy.
Right, blonde hair, blue eyes. Just. But I really can't do that now, especially how my last stream went. So I did my first real live stream of all time. And I think I want to do more in that format of me just ranting about a thing while playing a game in the background. Because I also feel like once I get the flow for that, those are going to be a lot easier to edit and put on a page. That said, I want to do more of those gaming content on my other. I made a new YouTube channel called Ace in Space YT. I'm going to put most of everything on that page, probably, as far as gaming content, because I want to make more in-depth, long video essays about things that I like on the main Ace the Space Boy page, but that's going to be so much work. Ooh. How, by the way, has your YouTube stuff been going? I know you streamed the other day because I was there for that, but,
Well, I mean, nothing to be upset about. I feel like I'm in a low, even though I feel like I'm achieving a lot, but I'm at
So I don't
view
think.
count is down, but I'm trying to
Yeah,
be
no.
positive.
From seeing, no, slow down. So I will say from seeing your content from an outside perspective, I don't actually think that you're at a low. I think you just hit a pretty high peak
Yeah.
and you weren't expecting it. And now that peak is going, it hasn't even gone back down to what it was. Not even close. But even any kind of small drop, you're gonna notice a lot more.
Yeah.
And also, you don't have the perspective of, you don't know how long, like, all these new videos have just come out, and really for just coming out not that long ago, they're doing really well compared to the videos that you just put out beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Because some of those videos had 42 views for a very, very long time, and then now they have 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
I think my
So
Super Mario N64 video still has like 2 views.
yeah, but I'm not talking about videos that old.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
just talking
okay,
about
okay.
in the last like 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
I think, yeah.
Some of those videos didn't have a lot of views for a lot longer than they have had the amount of views now.
I will admit my average low is way higher than it was. So
Right.
I'm taking that as a win. That's kind of why I'm trying to be positive.
Right. So I don't think it's a real low. I just think it's a lot easier to notice when there's a dip. We'll call it a dip, not a low. Because, like I said, you keep hitting these what feels like monumentous peaks because they're just so much higher than when you started because you've been working so hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think you don't give yourself enough credit.
Just boosted just on the road to 1K.
Because
I'm trying
yeah,
here.
right. The line is never going to be linear. It's more like you can kind of see my blurry ass hand in the background. It's kind of like a up, tiny down, up, even farther, tiny down, up, and those tiny downs feel like lows in the moment because those ups can sometimes be so high. But just saying, like, don't let it all take you for a ride like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very, very happy. It's a little. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, dang, that video didn't do so well. But I'm working on new videos, so what's the point of dreading on all of those other ones?
But sometimes you also gotta just like use this perspective of that video didn't do so well for what my videos are doing on average now, versus that video did amazingly compared to where I was 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying?
But on the new not mindset channel, I got it.
Yo, check that out, by the way.
Day one, 1,000 views on a new short. That's huge for me.
Yeah, shorts are you can definitely do good.
Like,
shit
I
on
tried shorts before. No views. I was like,
what-
shorts
I
are super
wasn't-
easy, and then no one viewed them.
May I ask what that short was of?
It was of an old clip of when I was playing Wrestling Empire. It was one of my favorite, like, short clips I've made.
Speaking of
not
which,
Wrestling
clips on YouTube.
It wasn't Wrestling Empire, I'm sorry. It was the school one. I don't know what it's called. I forget this conversation.
Cool with Rock is the only thing that came to mind.
I don't think it was School of Rock.
Anyway, speaking of clips, though, you recently clipped something from my stream that was a bit of a mess. I think it literally just clipped me menuing through.
I didn't clip anything.
On my stream.
Yeah, I didn't clip anything. That was the other participant, I believe. No, I don't know.
No, that was definitely you. You did. I just clipped. You literally said in the chat, I just clipped you admitting to crimes.
Oh, I didn't actually do it.
Oh, maybe then they tried to clip me
and then messed
admitting
up,
to
maybe.
crimes, but it was too late. I don't know. Point being, that clip was a failure. I think it literally
Yeah,
just
don't be
clipped me.
blaming me for that clip, because I did not clip
I
it.
thought you said you clipped it in the chat. Was I supposed to not believe you?
Yeah, because you just admitted to a crime. I was keeping you on your toes.
It wasn't a real crime, guys.
Play the clip.
What? We're not. Wow, you actually are making me edit this video, you little asshole.
It's not my episode.
I have to find. I have to find the clip anyway, just to actually
Play the clip.
post it to my shorts. I'm not doing it twice. I'm not.
Or I played this clip. It's a different clip. You can pick.
I'm gonna actually just kill you in your sleep. Now you don't have to clip anything but that. That's the crime right there.
This is 2 episodes in a row you threatened to kill somebody. At least
Anyway,
At least I'm not as high
moving on
profile
to
as
the
the
actual
king.
topic of the day.
I should be, though. I
Moving
got better fingers.
Moving on to the actual topic of the day. Oh man, now I gotta fix this. Oh man. Okay, there you go.
Was
that
that
was
messed up?
fine.
I kind of slumped in my
It was
chair.
a little
wasn't
messed up because you have a new setup and I have a Hold on. Oh my god, what the hell did you do? Stop.
I didn't do it.
Fix it now.
This was a bad time for that to happen.
Fix it right now.
I think my phone died.
Holy crap.
My phone just died.
No way. I thought it was plugged in.
It
I
was.
thought that's the only way you could use it.
It was plugged in.
I don't understand. I do not understand what's going on.
Hold on, I got a backup. We'll
Your
just
phone die if it was plugged in.
We'll manage. We'll manage.
Your screen is just black on my thing right
I
now.
know it will
Oh
be
my
for a second.
God.
For 1 second.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break to try to figure this out.
We just got the setup. It's not gonna work, so we're gonna have to. I'll put mine. Maybe.
So there's gonna be no you at all? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Let me get my character. The character we made. Do I
Okay.
have it? Or do you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
it?
yeah. I can do that. Yeah, no, I think I can do that without or help. I just need to open the. You have it set up on what's it called? Because when you had it set up on what's it called? Or that's all that matters.
Oh, I can put. Yeah, I can put it on my. Hold on. Let me do that. What was the website called?
Discord reactive something.
Reactive images.
As long as you have it set up in there, I don't even think you need to have it open. To be honest, images.
Okay. Now you just gotta line it up, right?
Oh shit. Yeah. No, actually that's perfect. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna try too hard to line it up perfectly. Hold on.
All of my cords are busted, so I'm using a portable charger to charge my phone, and I think it died faster than it was charging. I think that was the problem. So it's gonna take forever for us to get my camera back in order. Might as well just keep doing it this way. It's frustrating. My bad. I'm making this more difficult. Yes.
Fine. It works. Actually I'm taking the border out because you know what, bro? I think it works. Shit. Yeah, I think it's actually hold on. So
When you are done.
okay, we're gonna do the 3, 2, 1 again.
Okay.
Huh?
Never mind.
What's wrong?
Can you send me a link to the website you're using too, so I can kind of work on it as
Right.
you're
I can
doing yours?
That should make things a little quicker too. All right. You ready? I'm gonna do the 3 this time. 1.
Go.
Okay. And we are back. Welcome. We are now, hopefully,
Nothing is
a
nothing
train
is
wreck.
different. Nothing looks different.
No, nothing changed. Everything's the same here. I'm gonna have to figure it out when we go back to the other screen. I just figured that out. But we can just take another small break. It'll be all right.
Oh shoot.
I don't have the energy to try to figure out how to do that right now, to be honest with you. So we're gonna figure it out later. You got the link? So he's gonna do it at the same time, sort of, but only sort of. Anyway, that's fine.
That's what I said to my dad.
We're talking about our top 5 first albums of all time. My number 5. This is not really going to be in the perfect order. It's just going to be the order I think of them, I think. Well, we'll do top 10, I think. And then we won't talk so much about nostalgia as we did last time. That's all right with you?
That's fine
I do
with
have
me.
a playlist just called Top. At the bottom, I count. I'm just going to look up one thing. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. This
Becky.
artist, Samsa, probably, bro, has the shortest career of all time. But and he never released a real, album, but I just take his whole discography and I call it an album, and that's my number 10 favorite album of all time. The Samsa discography, because he is a legendary artist. Legendary. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness gracious God. I am obsessed.
Is that the
Speak.
Samsa?
Samsa.
Same song?
He's a lo-fi rapper.
I know who you're talking about. I forgot for a second, but yeah. I was getting confused with Sampha. Sampha?
No, Samsa is a lo-fi rapper. One of my favorite songs by him is called Butterflies. That's probably the one most people would know, if I am correct. So his top played song is Butterflies. But his other songs have 14 million, 16 million, 25 million, 25 million. So he popped off on streaming platforms. It just sucks that probably none of that pays him, and it just plays his label, because recently they started putting out pitch down and with reverb type shit, and that's definitely some label shit, not some real actual the artist.
Is he on a label
type
though?
shit. No, his stuff released through Spotify through a label. Right. So that's why I say that in particular. But that's Samsa. So if you might know that song and not realize you know that song. It starts, I think I'm in love, but I've been feeling otherwise. There's flutters in my stomach aren't butterflies, but cutting knives and not the butter kind. Right. If you're now, you should probably remember if you did not remember perfectly before. Right.
I don't remember it.
Lyricist, one of the greatest lyricists just of all time. If you haven't heard Samsa, he's fucking awesome. So look him up. Then my number 9. Please don't hate me, internet.
Oh my god, it's probably one of them close to be what I'm gonna put. Go ahead.
I don't think it's what you're gonna put at all.
I just put my number 1, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to talk about my number 1 favorite, but you go ahead.
Ed Sheeran's X.
Oh yeah, I went a different direction with the internet.
Right. No, Ed Sheeran's Multiply, specifically,
I don't even
probably
know that to comment.
the 10th anniversary edition, just because that has all the best songs of that era. So I usually listen to the deluxe edition, but it has some live performances that I don't really like. So while I don't like listening to when I listen to the whole album, unless it's meant to be part of the album, like the live performance on Pinocchio Story is meant to be part of the album. Speaking of which, that's gonna be my next one. I'm already spoiling it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, huge spoilers. The next one is definitely 808s and Heartbreak. But we'll talk about Ed Sheeran first. This story, bro. Sorry, this story that this album goes through, I literally lived it, and at the time, not at the time it came out, I lived it, but it was just a story about running away from home, trying to do everything on your own, and falling in love over and over again. And I mean, you can attest to I've lived this story a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I was a spectator.
Right, right. I think you were a little more than a spectator, but if you want to take you saved my life in that instance, so I have to give you credit for that. We'll get into that story definitely more down the line, maybe on a much deeper podcast than just talking about music. But music has saved my soul, because those stories have definitely connected to me. Speaking of which, going to 808 and Heartbreak, the album I keep calling my debut album that will never release because I'll never actually get a good record deal, is called Heartstrings, because 808 and Heartbreak, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole idea of the album is there's a heartbeat bass on a lot of the tracks, just like a ba-bum, 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 right? And sometimes I like to skip a beat because, obviously your heart skips a beat, right? The idea of that album. And they're all love songs, which also fits that album. And they all use strings, right? So you can see the inspiration why I would call it Heartstrings.
No, I can't. Can you
Heartbreak. Because I have to explain it for the people in the back. Obviously, 808 and Heartbreak is about the heartbreak he was going through and uses lots of 808s. Right. Oh my God. It's almost like it's spelled right the fuck out. But
no, I don't think I understand.
We're not going to talk about modern Kanye. We're not going to talk about Kanye after 808 Heartbreak, period.
No, we will talk about him later.
Oh, no. Is this why you're so scared?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for now, we're going to move on to the next one in my list, which is low-key interchangeable between The Fall and The Rise, but The Rise of Hobo Johnson. Hobo Johnson is a genius, in my opinion, and this album is his peak. In my opinion. Just the track Romeo and Juliet kills me every time. Just literally, but every single track kills me every single time. And the story that it tells also just so beautiful. And one of the shorter albums on this list, some of the songs are a little longer, but the album itself is shorter track list wise, which I generally speaking, prefer that because then it's concise, it tells the story it wants to tell and gets out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Even if it's telling that story in longer songs, I definitely prefer a shorter track list. Unless you're doing really good skits to move from song to song. Sometimes in certain cases that only works for me, but generally speaking, as an album, as a project, this is how I would want my album to look. But I could talk about Hobo Johnson forever, but
he's
just the
live.
style that he does. He's amazing live. But I think it's due to, in part, the style that he does.
Yeah.
Because the style that he does is so unique and so him that there's just no way for anyone to look at it and say he didn't fucking pioneer that shit,
Yeah, and it feels very personal.
Right. and the stories he tells are stories, and they're personal, and it's like almost spoken word poetry, right? And I'm obsessed with spoken word poetry. If I could have added all of the work by Shane Quicksand and Short Story Long that they do together. So if you guys have ever heard of the poem To This Day about the bullying, which is a video on YouTube that had God knows how many views. To literally, I thought I had more. Well, the TED Talk on it has 4.1 million views, right? So yeah, and To This Day Completed has 4 million views. But point being, very viral, pretty viral video of this guy giving this poem, and he has music in the background, and huge inspiration for me in all my music and all my poetry and everything that I like write. But I don't really count that as just music alone, so I didn't put that on this list. The next thing I did put on this list is a little more separated from what we've seen so far. Hold on.
I'm building my list, and my list.
Okay, it's Chance the Rapper, Coloring Book.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love this album. Right. Oh my God. I love this album. Like, I'm not a huge Chance fan. Like, he's gone a lot of different directions. The Big Day, horrible album.
Hold on, but what did you think about Hot Shower? And your only answer could be absolute banger.
It's an absolute banger.
The hate for Hot Shower is
It's been
ridiculous.
played so much that I want to put a bullet through my head when I hear it nowadays. That's the issue with Hot Shower. Not that I love it. Great song. I would have if it wasn't ruined by the fact that anywhere I walked into was playing Hot Shower at the time. Like,
I played it in the shower.
it would have been fine. Right. But that song is a banger. But that whole album was like trying to do everything like Hot Shower, and it did not work. Because it's not the kind of rapper that Chance is.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever
very
recovered
much
since then either.
No, I disagree. I hard disagree because he does his own independent shit now, and it sounds like shit he wants to do. So I will say for sure, some of the tracks he's released have been my favorite of all time. Like Child of God, fucking amazing track. I think I would like an album better of some of the singles that he released that he'll never actually put on an album, because he keeps talking about how he's going to put out this new album called Starline. It's never going to happen because he just releases every single song as a single at some point and then doesn't actually release the album. So I don't see it happening, and he's done it like he posts so frequently that you can tell, oh, he's now using a completely different track for this thing that he wrote before, and then you already feel the disingenuousness, right? But Child of God is one of the ones that just feels like he sat there in one session and made it, and it's freaking amazing.
I will say I really love Stars Out. That one's a good one.
Yeah, that one's good. That one's good too. But see, that's what I mean when I say some of this new stuff that he's releasing just on his own is completely different.
I
right?
just think we get like one every like
Buried
5
Alive,
tracks.
another one. Oh my God, Buried Alive is another one that kills me. Like, it's just good. The Highs and the Lows is pretty good too. That one has Joey Badass on it. So some of these tracks, all timers, right? Between that and then like 65th and Ingleside, which is one of the ones he did independent before The Big Day even came out, I believe. The Man Who Has Everything. I want to put all these tracks, all these singles that he has that are just so good into an actual album, and that is my favorite, real favorite Chance album. But Coloring Book is a close step in for that, because it's like it's like his Damn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's perfectly commercial but still his sound, you know? And so kind of encapsulates what Chance the Rapper is, but also in one of the most listenable, awesome ways. I don't know how many times, I don't know if you've listened to All We Got in a while, but god damn, what an opener for an album. Dram Sing Special, I even listen to that all the time, even though it's not technically Chance, it's Dram, you know what I'm saying? But he probably did the arrangements and shit. But god dang, beautiful song. Angels with Saba, oh my god, amazing song. Like, all of these songs are just good. Even Juke Jam, I just be playing, right? You know what I'm saying? Smoke Break with Future, oh my god, all of these songs are just like
Smoke Break.
Right, a lot of these songs are Insane Drugs is on here. That's probably his most played song, I feel like. We don't do the same drugs no more. Right, that's one of my favorite songs by him. No, it's definitely not his most played song. I forgot he did Holy with Justin Bieber that pretty recently too. But that was probably another label shit. But that was a good song though. If y'all don't know, the next person we're gonna talk about is the person who wrote That song. He knows what I'm gonna say. It's pretty high up on the list, so it makes sense that it took this long. No,
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Spit it out.
Now we're in our top 5.
Spit it out.
The Human Condition by Jon Bellion was my favorite album of all time for so long. The funny story is he's also my favorite artist. Jon Bellion wrote Holy, by the way. He also wrote a ton of songs for Justin Bieber on that album. Ghost, he wrote. Can't be close to you. Da, 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 da. That one he wrote, obviously. But it's gotten to the point where I know Jon Bellion so well, I can hear when he wrote a song. Because he wrote a bunch of songs for Miley Cyrus too. He wrote a bunch of songs for what's her name? Sorry, he wrote a lot of the new Jonas Brothers comeback album, even though that didn't do so well commercially, I don't think.
I didn't even know it existed, so.
Right. He did a lot of the huge Grammy award winning Baptiste album. I think it's John Baptiste.
Dave Bautista, I think.
Batista? Dave? No. No, that's yeah, it is John Baptiste. Batiste. I don't know how to say it. But it's also weird. It's kind of weird because they have the same name, John. Jon, John, specifically. But anyway,
you're just figuring out that multiple people have the name John.
No, because usually John is John. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, World Music Radio. He did a lot of the tracks on that album, and he references them. But he also released a brand new album, so that might end up on this list soon. But right now, it's The Human Condition. The only reason, by the way, Samsa is last on this is because it's not a real album. It's his whole discography. But he'd probably be like number 2, Samsa, if it wasn't his whole discography and not if it was a real album. Okay, after The Human Condition, which I could talk about Jon Bellion forever, so we're not going to, for the sake of everyone. We're just going to skip to the next one, which is, oh my god, probably the most influential album to any of my music now and in the past and forever. I have literally used interpolation on multiple tracks from this album. Gym Class Heroes, The Papercut Chronicles. Nobody remembers Gym Class Heroes. Do you remember Gym Class Heroes?
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like saying that no one remembers them. I'm sure like people in our like age range probably have.
Right,
like,
most people can, but most people don't remember Gym Class Heroes. They remember the song.
The songs, and it's like
no,
in their
the
brains.
One song.
They had a couple.
The one song.
They had a couple.
They had a couple hits,
for the
but
life of me, I can't name the songs, but I know that I do.
Yeah, the 90% of people only know Stereo Hearts.
Stereo Hearts. I was like something with the
my heart's stepping on.
Something about with the radio and heart.
Hear my thought in every no. Oh, that song. Make me a radio. Whatever. I can't sing.
They had another big one too, didn't they?
That weirdo voice. Cupid's Chokehold was also pretty big.
Cupid's Chokehold is what I was thinking of.
I don't remember how that goes off the top of my head though. But most people don't know Cupid's Chokehold. Most people just know Stereo Hearts. Because Stereo Hearts has 1.5 billion plays. Cupid's Chokehold has 1/3 of that. And that's their second most played thing.
Didn't they have a song with Wiz Khalifa? Am I making that up?
You're thinking about another song that came out at the same time. I think you're thinking about a Maroon 5 song though.
Is it Maroon 5? I don't even know. This is the unrelated to the conversation.
Are you thinking about Payphone? Because Maroon 5 did that with Wiz Khalifa.
That's what I was thinking of.
Right. I knew that because it came out at almost the exact same time, and it was another song where Adam Levine was singing. So, but no, that has nothing to do with Gym Class Heroes. This album will change your life. I don't know if you've listened to this album.
Yeah.
But
it's been a while, but yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's just Faces in the Hall, one of the most well-written, amazing tracks of all time. Cupid's Chokehold actually originated from this album, but it didn't hit the big time until it came out they re-released it on Papercut Chronicles 2, which is also, Papercut Chronicles 2 is also the album with Stereo Hearts on it. But, nah, this is like a classic from my childhood, like, this shit hit me in the soul type shit. To Bob Ross with Love. Like, that was when Bob Ross wasn't even a meme, bro. Like, this shit was for real. Oh, my God. Apollo 315 is just a beautiful fucking track. Everyday's Forecast. The drums on these songs go so insanely hard, bro. The drummer for Gym Class Heroes was an absolute legend. Papercut Chronicles. Okay, and then 12.
Hold on. You want to hear something that you probably did not think I would remember?
What?
Referenced in Eyes by Damian East. That song.
Right. So, first of all, by the way, guys, I thought about talking about it, but so my old stage name, don't look it up, please, because there's so much music, and a lot of it is just not the quality
Trash.
I wish it was. Okay, you didn't have to say that. It's gonna hurt my feelings.
Relax.
It was trash. But the quality was trash. Not necessarily the songs themselves. A lot of the songs themselves weren't great, but some of them were really good. They just didn't meet the potential that they had before I released them, which sucks because they're literally everywhere now. But don't look it up. But the name Damian East came from Kanye West. Kanye should have turned the fuck around. That was the joke. And another part to it, but we won't talk about that. But point being, referenced on Eyes, did you know that I also referenced another song, Petrified Life, and the Twice Told Joke from this album?
No, I didn't.
On Petrified?
I didn't get that one.
My track Petrified starts in a very similar way. Hold on.
Oh, I see. I did. If you're playing it, I can hear it.
Yeah. Right, that's all I can play. I'm just literally just going to leave in, I'm going to edit out most of that because I don't want to get copyright stricken, but I'm going to leave in the da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na because that's really what came out of that for me from the, that whole intro. I've listened to that intro probably a billion times to the point where I knew how to play it on piano. So I did take that and I did put that on Petrified, and that plays throughout the whole song on Petrified. It's kind of dope. It's kind of so dope. I'm sorry, I'm going to pull up Petrified real quick just to... because that I can play because I own that song. Hold on.
No, I own it now. I bought the rights. I'm going to sue you for all you're worth.
I mean, as long as you're not Instagram, you don't take down my account just because I posted my own song and clearly I can't post a song that I wrote. You know what I'm saying? Because I posted a video on Instagram and it took down... They literally canceled my account for a while because that video had Petrified in it. No, it didn't have Petrified. It was a completely different song. It was a song that I literally originally made all on my own. You remember Shattered? Okay, so those eyes had me petrified, broken by the... Right, but it has that whole theme going on in the background, but it's the exact same intro, like note for note.
I couldn't hear either, but I'll believe you.
I hope I'm gonna see if they can hear it on the thing, but
it's a Discord thing.
Right. Either way, I can put it on. I can hopefully just put it on the. I'll edit it in. It's fine. Worst comes to worst.
Play the clip.
But point being, the most inspirational album for me as an artist of like period. One of the most. The number one is probably it's probably tied for the number one album on this list, which I don't know if you know.
No, actually I don't.
But we'll get there very soon. Do you have an idea of what it is?
No, I really don't. Especially now that you already named unless there's two John Bellion ones, I don't think.
Nah.
I don't know.
This is actually a completely different artist. I think it won't surprise you, but you'll be like, oh yeah. But okay, so next album.
It's J. Cole.
The number one?
Yeah.
It is J. Cole.
Oh, it is?
You're right. You remember.
Don't say it. Wait,
no, don't say it yet. We'll get there. We're on our way. We're 2 away.
All right.
All right.
Guess, though, I think
next album, very important album, just came out. In my head, just came out, even though it came out forever ago. It starts with a track called "United in Grief." What album am I talking about?
Mr. Morale and the Big Step.
Yes. That's a top 3 for me. Top 3. 100% top 3. 1 second. Let me put it on the list real quick. Bro, one of the most legendary albums of all time. Bro, I mean, I think respectfully, as an artist, I legitimately believe with every project and everything he does, Kendrick is elevated to the next level. And when you started in the early days, we'll just talk about just To Pimp a Butterfly, which everyone talks about as one of the most amazing albums of all time.
Yes.
Then to move on to Damn, like commercially, you can obviously see the commercial intent behind Damn, but also appreciate that it's an album that you can play forwards and backwards, and it's still just a work of art either way, right?
My thing with Damn is like people always like say he sold out with Damn and everything, and he really didn't.
I just don't believe that.
He put his message out in a more consumable way,
right? That's it.
He's not selling out,
right? I don't think so either. I think it's just because it's not his traditional commercial style, and it's more of it's not his traditional more jazzy style that he usually does.
Yeah, and then look back with like from
and it
Damn,
sounds
everyone
more
was saying
like
everyone was saying he sold out with Damn, and then he makes GNX, and they're like, "What is this trash? This is too too straight for me."
I just think he's more like he's not that simple of a human being. Like no one is, right? To make the one thing and only the one thing. But I think that's why part of all of this is why I think the peak is Mr. Morale. Because it's him at his most real. It's him touching every single one of these points, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's him reaching inside of himself and showing and grabbing at every single one of the things that he knows he can do well, right? And using them to their best to tell the story and put himself through therapy. And that's what I really think that music is putting for an artist. Is putting yourself through the therapy you need, right? And so this album to me is just the peak of him able to do that, right? And GNX for me is also great, but it's not this album, right? And I don't think it's supposed to be, and I don't think it's supposed to be as polished or as amazing. And maybe his next project, like real big project, will be even better than that, because a lot of people are speculating that he's working on something to follow up GNX. But obviously, it's been a bit since GNX came out. But I see the speculation in that he put The Heart on that album, the newest The Heart on that album. Yeah. But I'm expecting another The Heart before he releases the real, like, oh, this is the project I've been working on forever. And not just the... Right. So I think GNX is kind of a love letter to... he grew up with. Right?
My theory is that since he put the heart on GNX, that GNX is basically
the
like
prerequisite.
Is like basically when artists release the singles before the album. That's what that is.
Right.
Since he always does GNX before the album. I mean, sorry, the heart before the album. I think that this is just the teaser for the album.
Right. So I see that, but it's also been a while since GNX came out.
Yeah, it's starting.
So that's why I believe
the farther we go.
Right. So that's why I truly believe that I think in a sense that was what he was thinking. But then this new project might have become bigger than he expected.
Yeah.
He also got
the Super Bowl in between. So
right. He also had the Super Bowl in between, and had to kill another artist live on TV in front of billions of people. Not billions, but you know what I'm saying.
And on tour almost every night.
Right. Just ruining a man's career.
I've seen like clips.
So he was a very busy man.
I've seen clips, right? So when he's on tour and he says "Say Drake," he like always like dead eyes someone in the crowd, and I think it's so funny.
That's fucking awesome. But point being, homie has had a lot on his plate, so I can't imagine he's done a project to the level. He has a whole another project just sitting there to the level of polish that he does, right? Which I think, obviously, that's why we're talking about this album. I think peaked with Mr. Morale, right? And it's an album I go back to all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, every single track means something new to me every single time I listen to every single track. Yeah. And I can't say that about a lot of albums. For a while, I could say that about Damn, and for a while, I could say that about To Pimp a Butterfly, but, like, his work is true just art, right? To a certain extent, I feel the same about, like, Jon Bellion, but Jon Bellion's work is more like, if we're doing apples to oranges, this is really apples to oranges. The Human Condition for Jon Bellion
I never got that phrase, but yeah, continue.
The phrase is literally just, you can't really compare these things, but we're going to compare them anyway.
You know what, that makes sense. Cut that out.
Right. No. So point being, The Human Condition is kind of Jon Bellion's Damn, right? It's commercial. It's meant for as many people as possible. That's why his most listened to song is low, 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 and it always will be, right? Because Jon Bellion doesn't really want,
It sounded like a sea shanty, the way you sang it.
You know the song I'm talking about,
I know, but the way you sang it was like a sea shanty.
I just sang it in a low voice. But point being, that sounds like a fun idea. I might make that just a sea shanty version of that song. That sounds so fun. Point being, anyway, that's his commercial, like, damn type project, right? Before he had albums that were just like basically mixtapes. He had 3 of those, right? That were freaking awesome. Well, 2 of them were real albums. They just didn't only came out for free way back in the day. But point being, I got to stop talking about Jon Bellion. The Human Condition is kind of Jon Bellion's Damn.
I feel like you
the newest album.
That album, and I feel like that's higher. Should be higher up on your list than it was.
The Human Condition?
You just keep talking about it, yeah.
I know. So I could talk about, like I said, I could talk about Jon Bellion forever because he is my favorite artist of all time. But I do have a lot of problems with Human Condition, so that's why it's not my number 1 anymore. So that's what I was getting at. I definitely had to represent him on this list, and so that's why the Human Condition is on this list. Really, it was, like I said, it was my favorite album of all time for a very long time. But I have a lot of issues with the songs now that I did not before. Like, they get repetitive. A lot of them sound a lot similar. So I think the project that he came out with after that is a better work of art, a better album, but I just didn't like it as much. It didn't resonate with me as much at the time. And so maybe I'll go back to it and like it more. But he recently came out with an album called Father Figure. He's not made music of his own for like 6 years. And so when this is your favorite artist of all time, right? You anticipate an album way too much.
And it sucked.
So I was underwhelmed by it first, but only because I was like, it's been 6 years. I need the greatest album of all time, which was just unreasonable, right? Especially since a lot of really good music has come out recently. But we can talk about that later. Mr. Morale, I wish, and maybe Father Figure is kind of like that but I haven't decided yet, because even when Mr. Morale came out, I didn't quite get it at first. It took me a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Holy shit, how did that even happen? But I really want an album like that, that's to the polish of that's really just exploring everything. I want that from a Jon Bellion, and that would probably be my favorite album of all time. But speaking of which, let's go to a number 2 real quick, which is, I put my phone down, which this might move a little, but I could listen to every single one of these songs forever. I don't even know if you know this album. You know Smino? You know Black Swan?
Yes, sir.
That is my second favorite album of all time. I could listen to every single one of the tracks on that album infinitely. It could be the only album that it could be the only music left in the world, and I would listen to it on repeat happily. I don't know why. I think it's the style of that album. I don't know what it is, but every single song on that whole album I could literally listen to on repeat for forever.
The way that I can describe this album is it feels kind of like underground, but also like polished at the same time.
Right. To a certain extent, both of these things, but also to a certain extent, not exactly. It's just a different sound, right? It's nothing like that's only him, the same kind of way that Hobo Johnson is something that's only him. So, but god damn it, is it beautiful and just amazing. And it's somewhere between rap and singing of the most amazing variety, and his voice is just so, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I'm speechless. Black Swan, second favorite album of all time. I don't know if you expected that. Probably not.
No, I did not.
That's probably my least expected one on this list.
Well, I didn't expect it, but now that you say it makes sense. I can see.
Right. I think it fits my vibe almost perfectly, too. Number 1 album of all time. We already said it was by J. Cole. Do you remember what it was?
For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only. Oh, my God.
Look at us working together.
Literally, I don't even know what to say about this album. It's like just a story, right? It's a story album, which already you got 10 out of 10 for me for telling a story. And then the story is about his friend who dies, right? And the album is kind of for that friend's daughter, right?
Yes.
But the friend didn't have necessarily the words or the stuff to put it together, so obviously a J. Cole kind of is there to. And I don't know if this is a real true story or what, but I think it's just to represent what it is like living in that, right? To be in a situation where you can't have a father because your father was killed because of the way he was raised. That had nothing to do with any of you. That it's all perpetuated by this cycle, right? Oh man, an album that kills me. Like another album. This album is also just every song is the same way as I feel on Smino's album, but it also has this fucking thick, rich world and this story that just kills me, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I get that.
Oh man, and just like, and this is his jazz album. This is his freaking Kendrick Lamar-esque project, which I think makes sense because probably I think about the time he made this album was right after they were supposed to do that project together that never came out.
Rest in peace.
So yeah, I really wish that would have come out. That would have been it's like that might have been my favorite album of all time. We never know. I guess we'll never know. But you know what I'm referencing when I say that? I presume you do.
I hear the verse, but I can't.
No, it's not a verse. It's not a verse. I guess we'll never know.
I guess I don't.
It's from a. So Doechii referenced it in a verse.
Maybe that's
so
what I'm
I'll
thinking
give you
of?
that. Doechii, huh?
I said yes, that is what I'm thinking of. Yep, that is what I'm
Right.
thinking of, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Doechii referenced this event in a verse, but the words are originally Kanye West. When he gave that speech, everybody was wondering what I was gonna do if I didn't win.
I guess we'll know. Yes, I do know. Yes, I don't.
See, I knew you knew.
I'm telling you, like
In the recesses of your memory.
Kanye has been so like processed out of my brain.
Right. This is why we don't talk about
as
that
a
anymore.
former Kanye dick writer, I have to push that all aside and move on with my life.
Yeah.
I really forgot that, but yes,
right.
Now I know. I guess we will know.
It's also funny because that's right. I guess we'll never know. We know is the meme that is in every YouTube video nowadays, or was back in the day, where people would use the clip and say, "I guess we'll never know." We know. They'll just edit it to cut all the words, but "we know" out. Oh my god, that shit was so funny. But point being, yeah. I don't even know what I was saying. For your eyes only. Like, if you haven't experienced this album, go experience this album now. That, and funny thing to be said, probably the only albums on here that I listen to just me, like without like input from other people, is probably like Samsa. I found on my own. Ed Sheeran, because everyone was listening to Ed Sheeran, but I heard him on the radio, and then I got obsessed that way. Everyone heard him on the radio, is what I was saying. So you couldn't get away from Ed Sheeran, and so I fell into Ed Sheeran's old work that way, and then by proxy, then his new work, right? And then Hobo Johnson probably. Well, no, never mind. Hobo Johnson was a recommendation from a friend from high school.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna bleep out his name.
It's hard to say. I know who you're talking about, but it's hard to say.
Oh, you know exactly who I'm
talking
talking
about?
about?
Who you're talking about. It's hard to say though that you found something on your own, because even like ones that you think you may, it's like. So
no,
it's
I
so
definitely
heavily influenced and everything. Like,
yeah, I definitely fell into Samsa. So the reason I knew Samsa, was my Discover Weekly on Spotify. So that's what I count as finding my own, kind of, but not really. So Multiply. Also, I just got obsessed with Ed Sheeran through the radio. 808s was a recommendation, like just from obviously everyone. First of all, second of all, like one of the most legendary songs of all time.
RoboCop.
On that. That's not the song I was talking about.
I do love RoboCop.
That too. RoboCop is a legendary song. Every song on that album is an absolute banger.
That is true.
Let's be clear. I don't know if I could listen to Pinocchio Story just on its own. But other than that, just because it's meant for the album as a piece of art, And that feels like, honestly, I know he made pretty decent music afterward for a period of time, but
he
that
really made
Pinocchio
Life
Story.
of Pablo.
Right, Life of Pablo, great album, but a mess. My point is, Pinocchio Story is the track that he...
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah,
there was Kanye before a Pinocchio Story, and there's Kanye after Pinocchio Story.
But perspective,
But
though,
yeah. That just makes
really,
sense,
the transition was his mom, which happened around that time.
Right, exactly. But 808s... Right, it's kind of partially the reaction to that, partially the reaction he was going through a breakup at the time, and then getting into a new thing and all that shit, right? So Pinocchio Story was, you could tell that that's where the break happens, and it's it's pretty evident, but there was obviously hints to what would come pretty early on, but not to the extent,
Hold up, I'll let you finish. You didn't get the reference?
Nah, I got the reference. It just took me a second. I thought you were actually going to say something.
I think that was before It's a Heartbreak. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if that was before or after. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about it too hard.
I really just got you to stop everything.
I was waiting for you to say words, bro. I'm going to leave that silence in. Don't even play. Then I'll say Hobo Johnson was like I said, a recommendation. Well, the original song that was recommended to me was Peach Scone, which is his most famous song. She said Peach Scone, which is a great song. Honestly, great song. Probably a little overhyped because I think it's not his best song, even though everybody knows it. They know Hobo Johnson, you know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite one?
My favorite Hobo Johnson track?
Yeah.
Probably, it's got to be, I feel like on this, it's got to be Romeo and Juliet on this album specifically. But that could change. Like, that's not a set in stone.
I feel like he's just like, he's good for a certain mood. Like, he has something for each mood, so your favorites depending on your mood at the time.
Kind of, to a certain extent. Oh, In the Fall of Hobo Johnson actually is such a freaking great album too. Because Mover Aware, that could be my favorite one at some point. You know, and like there's just so many. All in my head. Oh my god. So that's why I say it's a really tough between the Rise and the Fall, because those tracks are on the Fall of Hobo Johnson. The Revenge of Hobo Johnson is kind of just a joke album, but it's really good. It's also it's just a little messier than the other ones. And then Hobo Johnson annihilates his fan base, alienates his fan base. It's just an unexpected album. I guess
I actually love that one.
It's really good, but I'm just saying it was a goddamn mess. Just in the most on purpose way possible. And I think he took it down. He had a B-side to Hobo Johnson Alienates His Fan Base, which was a whole actual just joke album to make fun of, but I don't remember. And then I haven't taken the time. I really should take the time to listen to Hobo Johnson Drinks. Amazing artist. Somebody recommended me Peach Scone because it was different from what we were hearing at the time. You know what I'm saying? I think this is around 2019, 2020. And then Coloring Book. I don't think that was sorry.
So when I saw Hobo Johnson live, he I don't really understand it. He'll like drink water, he'll spit it, or he'll like throw water everywhere, like have a water bottle, and he spit water out of his mouth and it landed inside of my mouth. So I think
So you think you are Hobo Johnson?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my god. You've elevated. Oh my god.
It was crazy.
Was it worth it?
I mean, I was a little thirsty. He was
just trying to help you out.
Exactly.
It's like, I got you, buddy.
Exactly.
No, but Coloring Book, I think my brother recommended to me, and a lot of these are going to be, I'll tell you right now, that one, Human Condition, Gym Class Heroes, and For Your Eyes Only were all recommended by my big brother to me. He probably shaped my music taste more than you'd expect, right? But point being, Coloring Book, he recommended I listen to Same Drugs, and like I said, that song changed my life, because when I tell people what I sound like nowadays, I would say somewhere between Ed Sheeran and Chance the Rapper, which I think is a pretty good representation. I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
I'm so sorry. I was not listening. What were you saying?
I was saying the music I make nowadays, I say it's somewhere between Ed Sheeran and Chance the Rapper.
Yes, I apologize.
Right. So that's why I say Chance the Rapper has been like the sound of Chance the Rapper just makes sense. People have compared me, how I put my voice on tracks to Chance the Rapper. But my music production is heavily inspired by John Bellion. My brother told me for like 6 months after this album came out, it probably wasn't that long, it was probably 3 or 4 months, he was like, dude, you have to listen to this album, dude, you have to listen to this album, dude, you freaking have to listen to this album. And I was like, all right, I will eventually. And I do that a lot because I'm an asshole. I did that same thing with Hamilton, and now I want to write a musical. That's my big dream. So, but I wanted to write a musical before I listened to Hamilton. I just want to put that out there. There's things I'm sure I like, but are just so popular at the time, or people recommend to me, so I don't try it because somebody recommended it to me, and that's kind of just an asshole thing to do. Don't do that. You're not a hipster.
I'm the exact same way.
Right. I feel like a lot of people do that. But point being, Human Condition changed my life in that I found my greatest artist of most favorite artist of all time. His old music, I think honestly, a lot of his old music is just as good, if not better, than The Human Condition 2. But as well. But The Human Condition was kind of the peak of polish, that early sound. So I'll say I think it's called, so his first 3 albums, I think The Human Condition is the peak of. Right. And these are two of those albums were released for free. God, I cannot talk too much about John Bellion because I am actually going to do a John Bellion episode eventually. But the first three albums are The Separation, The Definition, and The Human Condition. The Separation is like the concept of what a John Bellion is, and you can kind of see that in the album art if you look it up. The Definition is kind of the honing of the craft, the more collaborative, tiny bit more collaborative with his buddies and stuff, which Separation has a little bit of, but not so much. And then The Human Condition is the peak of that, like, oh, this is my real debut album type shit, right? Type shit. But that's John Bellion aside. My brother kept recommending him to me. Obviously, I didn't know he was going to be my favorite artist of all time at the time. And then turns out to be my true influence of why I want to be a rapper, producer, singer, songwriter, all of it. Like, I want to do all of it because he can do all of it, so why can't I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moving on from that, we got Gym Class Heroes. This album was my brother's favorite album for a very, very long time. And so I think that's how I ended up listening to it, just through proxy of him. And then slowly just like leached its little fingers into my soul. And then Mr. Morale, I don't know how I ended up, is it you that I ended up listening to? I don't think so.
I mean,
I think I listened to it.
So the day it came out, we listened to it in your room. I don't know if that
I remember.
counts, but
because I had been anticipating it because I had this friend while I was living in Florida who would not shut up about Kendrick Lamar. He's like, he's gonna release an album, he's gonna do it, and the album didn't come out until I had moved already. I never reached out to that kid again. He was so cool. He was
he actually
he reminded me a lot of Nick. No, he did not.
Horrible death
I
too.
hope not.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Jesus Christ, you need to stop. But point being, he recommended a bunch of Kendrick Lamar to me, and so I really discovered Kendrick Lamar probably 2021. And so one is albums that was right before this album came out, I think.
It was like 2022, so
right. So hold on. Right. So May 2022. Right. So I had moved, I think, in the February of 2022 back to Ohio. So I think that's why we ended up listening to it together. But I had definitely anticipated this album like hardcore because that's when I just started to obsess over Kendrick Lamar and his music, which is probably peaked last year when all his shit started to pop off again. You know, like he was maybe the biggest artist in the world for a while. And then my little brother actually is the one who recommended me Smino and Black Swan because it's one of his favorite, if not, I think his favorite album. So that album just changed my soul in a way that I can't even describe. Black Swan, like I said, I can just listen to the album and repeat forever. My brother also back in the day recommended, because I think it was his favorite album when it came out already, recommended For Your Eyes Only, and I didn't get it. It was another album I didn't quite get when I listened to it on the first try, but I was like, this is so interesting. There's this story, but I didn't quite get the style of the music because no one was doing what he was doing at that point in time, right? And I don't think anybody got it because For Your Eyes Only was kind of a commercial failure, if I'm right, wasn't it?
I have no idea. I wasn't listening back
the
then.
only song that, huh?
I said I wasn't listening to the hip hop back then, so.
Right, the only song I think people really knew off of it was Neighbors. The Neighbors Think I'm Selling Dope, right?
Yeah.
But even if you look at its top like 10 songs, they're all for sale. They're all before that or after that, right? It's kind of this middle child forgotten album of I didn't mean to make that joke. It's kind of this forgotten album of his. Because KOD was heavily scrutinized, but turns out people nowadays call it one of the greatest albums he has. But when it came out, you remember when KOD came out and people were talking mad shit?
I honestly only saw praise. I thought it was bad. I was talking mad shit, but I saw a lot of praise.
Oh, I mean, maybe it was just amongst me and my friends.
It was just me talking shit.
No, it was definitely more than just you, though.
Because I didn't like it.
I think my brother didn't like it either, but because it came right after, I think we had trouble with it because it came right after For Your Eyes Only. For Your Eyes Only came out in 2016. Who's releasing a jazz, like, rap album in 2016? Nobody. Not even Kendrick Lamar at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? So literally, I don't think it just fit in the. But I don't think that was the point. I think the point was he had to tell this story, right?
J. Cole's style didn't really fit in until like 2020.
Well, he changed it, so that's why I think what I saw was a lot of like, what the hell is going on in KOD, because he changed his style kind of. He did the 180. He kind of fell more into that regular commercial sound, but well, not regular commercial sound, more like this is what's hip and what's happening, right? You know what I'm saying? At the 2018 time, because it was very much more trap inspired, which had not happened before that. Like, he hadn't delved into that space, right? But he was like, yeah, I can still keep up. I can still do this shit. That was what KOD really was. And then the off season, it's just an awesome album. Right now, I think J. Cole is my top number one listen to artist. But he's another motherfucker who be producing a lot of his own shit and writing a lot of his own shit. And nowadays, maybe not back in the day, but singing more and more of his own shit. And obviously rapping, but you know. Anyway, that's my top 10. I talked for way too long already again. So let's get into yours. I'm going to still have to look everything up on my side because I don't know how to pull up whatever.
But we're going to take a quick break because I'm about to explode with pee.
Didn't you just pee like 30 minutes ago? No,
we've been recording longer than that. So. I'll be back.
Go pee. So how's everybody doing? I'm here all alone with my damn self. Kind of sad. Kind of depressing. With my goddamn self. Today, I logged on to Minecraft, and my brother and his wife were in the new little area that we went to last time we all played together, and they had put down their beds in their little home base place, and it hurt my feelings because, specifically, because they didn't leave any space for my bed. And their beds weren't even together, and they're married. But I had to make a little tiny little room off the side, so I was a little dramatic about it. I won't lie, I was very dramatic about it. So I went off and I made my own little hidey hole, and I put my bed there. Are you back from peeing yet? He's not back yet. That's a long ass piss. He been holding it. I'm gonna leave almost all of this in. I might cut the silence in between. But
hot diggity down.
Okay, I'm not gonna comment on anything that I said in the meantime because it wasn't a real break, and I told a little story. So you'll see that when the video comes out.
Oh, okay. You talking shit?
No, not about you. I was talking about my Minecraft world.
Oh, Mark, are we ready to
But
go?
anyway, yes. Give us the 3. Did you figure out what we were doing halfway through doing it? I'm gonna give it the 3 this time. 3.
2.
No. You can't. You gotta. Are you ready?
Yes.
3,
2,
1,
go.
There we go.
I
now we should be back.
I didn't realize what you were doing until you said the 2, and I was like, until I said the 2, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
Well, you said the 3, and then I said the 2.
Yeah.
I'm leaving half of this shit in. You better figure this out,
well,
bro.
You said 3, and I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what do you mean 3?
Top 10. Top 10. They don't have to be in a perfect order. Give me your fucking first album.
Okay, so basically the top. I want to preference that the bottom 5 are not in particular order. So the top 5 are in particular order, but the bottom 5 are not because I could not figure it out.
And I'll be specific about mine too. Mine, probably the only one set in true stone is that number 1. Other than that, everything else is kind of malleable. I've moved it around a lot. But go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to start off the list with Lil Wayne, the Carter 5.
5? Really?
Yeah, I get heat from this because people say it's not the best, but this one means a lot to me too. I think, in my opinion, it's the best, but it's also the first one I listened to. I didn't listen. This was 2018, I think, from my memory. So I was listening for a couple of years, but I still felt like I was pretty new into listening to hip hop. I wasn't I felt like obsessed with music like I would be eventually. So like at this time I was still like listening occasionally to I don't know, the Village People or something. But this one really stuck out to me, and I think I was into Kendrick at the time, so having Kendrick on Mona Lisa, and that was an amazing song. Mona Lisa was like the big sticking out one to me, and plus this was right when X died, and
I don't know. I just feel like Carter 4 changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
I like Carter 4, but it's not Carter 5 for me. It's just, it was right place at the right time for me with Carter 5. That's what it is.
I feel that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these albums are nostalgia well as they're the best.
Right. And that's to say, I will also say, just because I didn't say an album does not mean it's not technically in that top 10, top 20 range. So definitely, I think Carter 4 is definitely up there. I don't know if it's that high up there, but yeah. So I see Lil Wayne is legendary. Not give him enough credit. Go ahead.
So De La Soul is dead. This one was, I don't even really know how I got too much into De La Soul because when I listened to this is when they weren't able to be on streaming services because Tommy Boy Records are a bunch of little bitches and didn't want.
Is it on streaming services now?
Yes, it is now, but it just recently, like a couple years ago. Like, it was very recently. This album definitely, it's another one of those things that's probably not most people's favorite. I mean, if I had to guess, most people's favorite is probably 3 Feet High and Rising. But De La Soul is Dead. There was great songs, but nothing really sticks out, right? So like, this is like an album that you want to listen to just as the album. But I feel like the experience like really is what.
How are you the white one, which you're more hip hop headed than I am? That's kind of depressing. But go on.
We're gonna go in different directions eventually, just to let you know. So, but the songs.
You got Train on here?
Reference
to the first episode.
Hilarious skits are on this album. Like, I literally cannot say anything good. I listen to this album probably like once a month.
Man, valid.
And then the next one, 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang. That's kind
of... Bro, you're killing me, bro. You're making me look like a white kid.
Another good example of like...
I put Ed Sheeran on my list. Come on.
Another great example of like an album that you want to listen to all the way through. Like, it's such a good like perspective into like more underground. I mean, no, saying they're underground now is kind of not true,
but they were like when this album came out.
This album is underground like styled.
Right.
It's super popular, but this is like a super good example of like what underground hip hop was.
This is what coming out of the underground sounded like.
Yes, exactly. Like, it's super raw. Something that pisses me off a lot of times about the album, but it's also an appeal sometimes depending on my mood, is the mixing is awful. It's quiet compared to like the rest, other songs.
But I think so. Also, that was like a just back in the day type shit.
I know. I know.
It's mixed and mastered. It probably needs a remaster nowadays.
Yeah,
that's probably what it is.
I think it's probably better off not getting it remastered. I think it's just part of the appeal to me. Like I said, it pisses me off, but it's also like appeal
at this point,
at the same time for some
I mean,
reason.
at this point, it's just such a classic. Like, if you heard a new remaster of it, it'd be
exactly. What? And another thing that bothers me about this album, right? So like, if you look up like Spotify, this is actually kind of a Spotify thing instead. If you like a Spotify generated playlist or something, or you go to a random person's playlist, 9 times out of 10, the songs that are there from Wu-Tang from this album are clean versions. How is the clean album of this album more popular than their explicit album?
Because people don't listen to albums. So I would say people don't listen to albums the way we listen to albums. So people don't listen to albums. They just listen to the radio version of the song that they know because they sang it.
I know what it is. It's the white dads, because I see white dads wearing Wu-Tang shirts all the time.
All right. Whatever, man.
Anyway.
But that's still sad saying white dads are doing better than me. I had Ed Sheeran on my list.
Hey, but you got one thing that they don't. Look in the mirror, brother. Look what they don't got that you got.
That's true. I got the N-word pass.
Anyways,
so that's why they have to listen to the clean versions.
Speaking of the N-word pass, up next is Sweetener by Ariana Grande.
What? That is not where I thought the sentence was going.
This was in that phase, to be fair.
Is it the one with the upside down?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
This was in that phase of Ariana Grande, to be fair. This one was super good.
This makes me feel better. Now we're getting a little better. Go ahead.
So this is the one she had
I remember when this came out, and you were freaking the fuck out.
Blazed with Pharrell is amazing. And this album, I will say too, this album is so underrated. I feel like it does not get attention anymore.
There's also a track with Pharrell on it on the new John Bellion album. Just saying, have you listened to the new John Bellion album? No, even though I keep telling you to fucking listen to it. I don't like Pharrell on that track though, so I can't even. But go ahead.
She also got Missy Elliott to come out of retirement for this one.
You're also ignoring what I said entirely. But go ahead. Yeah.
So there's a track with Missy Elliott. Light is Coming is amazing. I literally have listened to this album so much. Like, it's not one you probably would expect, but literally. And the merch she dropped for this album is amazing as well. I've always wanted. There's like it's like a pink, half tan sweatshirt that I want, and I never ended up getting.
Just don't like her. Like, her vibe is off. You know what I'm saying? She's cool. She's great. She makes good music. You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to some of the music.
After this album, it seemed like everything kind of changed. Like, and I'm not talking. I'm
God is a Woman?
I'm talking
Great
about
album.
just strictly
Great.
music. Everything like was off. It
Great
just felt
music.
off. Like she did "Thank You Next," which was good.
So
but
I've always just felt a little off by her. I think it's because she did that. She started her career. I think it's the way she started her career. I don't think that's by her fault at all. Right, but those shows already made me kind of uncomfortable, some of them. Even though, but I mean, I think that's obvious. Yeah. I think those shows had to make most people uncomfortable in the moments that, was obviously very, that dude pilled. We're not going to name Voldemort.
Yeah, but I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
And I would never blame that on
Right.
actors.
But I think
her
that just
specifically.
already, right. So I don't blame her for that or anything, but I think her vibe coming out of that has never been quite like normal.
I'm sure there's some
Like,
traumas
right.
coming out of that, definitely. And
Right. I really don't know. I don't want to think about it too hard. But point being, and people, what sucks is nowadays people clowning on her ass for the shit that she was forced to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's like fucky wucky, right? Like nothing but respect for her, right? And like I said, she makes some great music. The vibe is off.
yeah, and even though I don't really like the stuff she's been doing like since this album, I still
Right.
huge respect because I mean I know it's good. It's
Right.
just not for me.
There's a
Like,
lot of good music. Yeah. Like, yeah.
I think why I like this album was it was very, first of all, it was very different for her. It was very like hip hop inspired too. Like I don't know where she came up with doing an album like this, but it was great.
I think part of it is just some of the music that was popular at the time.
It was, yeah. Hip hop was definitely really popular, trap specifically, and this is kind of a trap kind of themed album.
Right. Trap inspired.
Because I think it was like 2018, and that was kind of
Right.
like mid SoundCloud. era.
I was same exact time I was talking about that KOD release.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I think it was same year. Yeah. All right.
But yeah,
Let's
next.
move on. Food by MF Doom.
MF Doom, one of the most legendary. So I will also say my favorite albums of all time is very much not indicative of my favorite artists of all time because MF Doom is in the top 5 for sure.
Sounds like you're just trying to get that card back.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely not. It's just like some. So I also have not taken the time to appreciate some of those albums, honestly, if I'm truly honest about it. But I'll just sit. Because what I do with MF Doom is I just am in an MF Doom mood, and so I'll just put on his whole discography.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
just
like to-
sit and listen to that
My
for hours.
I was trying to
Especially
describe.
since it's not.
Sorry, go ahead.
Especially since it's not as accessible of a discography. So having it all in one playlist on like YouTube is a lot easier than.
Yeah.
So and then just putting that playlist on and vibing to it for a whole like 24 to 48 hours is like I think the best way to enjoy MF Doom. So I will say I haven't sat down and listened to a whole MF Doom album perfectly all the way through.
I like to say, like, I was trying to think of like a good like thing to say for my reason, because he's honestly MF Doom's always just been someone like I've naturally kind of gravitated towards. Not Doomsday, not Food, but Doomsday was one of the first like hip hop albums I really sat down and like listened to and gave a chance, because something I haven't talked about on this podcast. I was like a hip hop hater before I actually gave it a chance. I was one of those people, So it was hard for me to get into it, but MF Doom was one of the ones. Doomsday specifically was one of the ones that got me into it. But
and I will also say he also just has so much music that I feel like sometimes I'm always listening to different things when I do that. You know what I'm saying?
But like him in general, and this album more specifically, it feels chill, like to listen to. Like obviously if you go deep into listening to his lyrics, super the best lyricist there ever has been is MF Doom. Amazing producer as well. But it's like at the overall, it's like on the broad point, it's very just chill and relaxed. And I like to, if I'm doing something I want to relax to, I usually play MF Doom. I just feel cool.
Same
and
kind of idea,
chilled.
right? Yeah. I just don't think I've ever, which I really should do, just try to take in an MF Doom album in one sitting.
And I get made fun of too, because a lot of times, and he's the one that I do it with a lot, I'll sit, if I'm like really not doing anything, I just want to relax, I'll actually like sit and listen to music and read the lyrics on the songs as I'm listening to them.
That's valid.
And I get made fun of all the time.
I will say MF Doom is probably the true, respectfully, because he's been making music for so long. He's the OG true mumble rapper. Low key. Just in some instances, because it's just the way he flows.
Yeah.
Is so genuinely him and like just the way he talks,
Yeah.
you know, that sometimes I can understand it being a tiny bit hard to understand what he's saying.
But the difference, though, because I want to make sure.
Oh, wait, there's a huge difference.
Because
There's a huge difference.
he's saying words, and he's very calculated with his words. I think a lot of the times
he intentionally means shit, right? And he has lyrics that are legendary, right? It's just he trips over his tongue a little bit and doesn't care as much.
And I think a lot of it is also just a flow to make it fit in better, like to make this word word that doesn't rhyme with this word actually somehow end up rhyming. Like that's what he's good for.
It is. It's some kind of magic that he be playing with.
Rest in peace.
He's using different words, man, than the ones on our plane of existence for sure, and it's all making sense. And oh my god, the only man that I can see that can write sextuple entendres, like I'll never understand. But go ahead. Sorry, next.
All right, so my number 5. We have finished 5. My number 5 is "One More Light" by Linkin Park. It is completely different from all of Linkin Park's discography.
No, because I ask really because I remember when this album came out, and I don't remember you.
I didn't like it.
That big of a fan. Because I loved it when it came out. I loved it, and you were like, I don't know.
So here's kind of my thing. So like I grew up listening to Linkin Park a lot, and then for whatever reason I just stopped. And
they kind of didn't release a lot.
Call me a fake fan. What got me back into it was when Chester died from Linkin Park. So this album was already out, and people had talked to me about it. And
came out.
It was like, I don't really care. And then he died, so I'm like, okay, so I'll go back and listen to it. I listened to it, and I was like, I get it, but it wasn't, I wasn't super interested in it. But I think what happened was I had a friend who, we'd hang out a lot, and he'd have a CD of it, and it was literally on loop in his car for like 3 months straight. And I finally listened to it, and I got it basically. And I would say now, like, there's nothing better. I mean, I love every single album that they've done, even the new one. But this one. This one has the most replay value for me because I can feel and hear the story throughout.
Yeah, and you can feel and hear I think this album's really sad for me too because like you said, he died like I think it was literally months after this album came out, and you can see him bleed himself out a little on this album.
Yeah, it was a goodbye letter basically.
Right, and which sucks. So fucking painful, like that hurts my heart, you know. But obviously I never knew this person, right?
But also the thing is too that really kind of makes it a little more versatile too is if you don't really listen to the lyrics, some of the songs are just bops. Like that's the thing. True. But they're so depressing deep down. Like they're so depressing deep down. Like Talking to Myself is a good example. Like so depressing, but like it's happy and upbeat when you listen to it.
And oh my god, so just the heart and soul of I think every member of the band, the just artistry. I don't think Mike Shinoda as an artist is given enough credit.
I agree 100%.
Because he's a producer. Huh?
I said I agree 100%. Yeah.
Right. He's a producer. He writes. Because I have to say that I say this because I think he kind of thinks the way I think. You know. I'm not saying I'll ever be on any level near him, but when I see a song, I see every part of the song in my head. I can hear it, I can feel it, you know. And I think he's kind of the same kind of way. I think he's in a lot of ways that no one sees an architect when it comes to making music. I think it's a lot of people. It's the direction that a lot of people would have really hoped that Kanye would go in after he lost his mind, because he's pretty good at that, bringing all the artists together to make this fucking work of art. You know what I'm saying? So that is truly I don't know how to put it, like an underappreciated part of songs and song making. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I saw them live recently too. And something that I think needs to be acknowledged is, I think, first of all, I've always thought this. I think Mike's should be on one of the top list of best rappers. It's just because he's in a different genre, he doesn't get the respect he deserves when it comes to rap. Yeah. Also, his breath work, unbelievable. Yeah. Seeing him live, it's like. Right. No way he can do all that.
What's crazy is, like, on top of all of that, like I said, he's then also the architect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he has all these amazing fucking talents, right? And then, but also behind the scenes is some of the brains behind a lot of these songs. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Not given enough credit as just an artist who makes music. For sure.
And speaking of the best rappers of all time, my number 4 is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles.
You keep throwing me left hooks, man, and I'm falling for it every time. Every single time, I'm falling for it. I'm like, okay, who's he gonna say next? You said Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club.
Yeah, it's the best rapper of all time, the Beatles. This
Oh man,
this album, like start to finish, like you're visualizing everything. Every song has a feel,
oh my god,
an
yeah, no,
image that
great
goes in your
album.
head. Like everything, all of your senses are somehow working when you listen to this album. And add on top of that, there's a movie as well that you.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing movie. I haven't watched it in a long time. I need to watch it again. But it's everything. Everything is incredible. I mean, there's nothing. If you're talking about listening to an album start to finish, this is the one you got to do it. This one.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad song. I don't think there's a bad song in this album. My biggest complaint is, but in the movie, there were songs from other albums that didn't really fit, and I didn't like that. So that's just a complaint. But that has nothing to do with the album. It's just has to do with the movie.
Yeah. No.
But there's nothing really else to say.
Another
It's
work
just-
of art.
It literally just is a work of art.
The Beatles were a true artist, like artist band, artistic band. And even through the peak that was their crazy stardom, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably the peak of the Beatles for me as well too.
I feel like
just I think in general, you know.
I feel like this album was in between. Like this was like right after the drugs, but right before the burnout. That's what I feel like this album was.
Yeah. So that's why I call it the peak.
It was like the perfect middle.
Where I think everything was a little downhill from there. Not necessarily to the speed or extent people say, and we're not going to talk about why people blame. We're not going to talk about the history behind what actually happened and why they fell apart, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
It's Paul McCartney's dead. Anyways, continue.
But maybe most importantly,
we should do an episode on the Paul McCartney is dead conspiracy. Put that
we
on
should
the list.
do an episode on. I think a deep dive episode on the Beatles in general would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But that said, yeah, definitely one of the greatest of all time. Even I think but I think again, well, maybe not again. I think that one would fall on one of the just greatest albums of all time list. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's one that you can pretty much play for most people, and they'll find some enjoyment of it. Even if it's not much, they'll still enjoy it a little bit. And I think that's what makes it so good. I feel like it's super versatile with everybody has something to like. But number 3, I just went. Now that we're up super high, take a guess what my number 3 is.
Your guess? I guess.
You take a guess.
Clue.
I know you're not gonna get it. That's why I want you to take a guess.
That's fucking rude, first of all. You gotta give me a hint to like genre, artist, something. I don't even know where to start.
It's a bad okay, sure. It's a Gorillaz album. Do you not
I
know
knew
me?
Gorillaz would be up here, but I didn't know I knew Gorillaz would be up here, but a Gorilla albums that is not popular or people don't like, you know?
I didn't say that.
That makes sense for me, but you said it's a bad.
No, I didn't.
Like you just said it's a bad, and then you stopped the sentence.
No, I didn't mean that. I don't think it's a bad album. I don't think people.
Okay.
It's not one of their top like perceived albums.
It's not one they're known for. It's not Demon Days.
It's not Demon Days, yeah.
Is it the OG Gorillaz?
That was close, but no, it's Humans by Gorillaz.
Okay, that's valid.
So Humans was. So I had listened to.
Yeah.
I had first listened to Gorillaz. And at that point, this album had not been out. And I started listening like right around the time that this album was like about to start coming out. That's when I like discovered the band.
Oh, interesting.
So this album, starts being hyped up for coming out. And I had a friend at the time that really liked Gorillaz. So it was like something that we were like.
You must admit first whether or not this is mostly a nostalgia thing. Or not, because
I tried to say it earlier, but I wouldn't consider this strictly nostalgia, because the reason why is because I literally base these off of albums that I go back and listen to on a frequent basis.
That's valid. So I only asked that because you said it's your first Gorillaz album. Yeah, I only asked that because you said it's your first Gorillaz album, and I know Gorillaz quickly became one of your favorite pieces of art of all time. You know what I'm saying?
I would say I was already a really big fan of Gorillaz, because
when this album came out,
first song, and I was a big fan. So I listened. My first song
ever
that I heard
see,
from
that's
Gorillaz,
what I was saying.
The first song I ever heard from Gorillaz was Clint Eastwood, and it was on the NBA 2K14 soundtrack. And
Amen,
I
brother.
fell in love with that song, and so I listened to their entire discography, and that was before the Humans came out. But Humans, so a lot of there's a general time, 2016 to I'd say 2018, where a lot of these albums that I've listened to are, and that's when I feel like I really came into my own when it comes to listening to music. And Gorillaz was a big part of that because it's a mix of like kind of old school kind of style, like tech, and there's also that techno bit, and there's also like hip hop in it, especially Humans was very hip hop influenced. There's a lot of rappers and stuff on it, so it's kind of like a good like combination of everything I was really into, and I think that's why I love it. It's like I have such a broad taste in music. Like I like so many different things and genres and stuff. Gorillaz is like a good middle combination. Like Humans specifically.
So I always forget his name, which I shouldn't.
Damon Albarn.
We're not gonna talk about why.
Talking about that guy. Talking about the guy that made the band, Damon Albarn.
Yeah. Another example of an architect, like a true just architect. You know what I'm saying?
He was like four
that's
bands.
Seen so much clearer through a project like that than it is through like somebody who's part of a band or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But truly just an architect of music. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I mean, because he so kind of showing respect to him. So he does Gorillaz, which is kind of like techno hip hop kind of combination, and then he has Blur, which is like a punk band. Then he has The Good, the Bad, the Queen. I think I said that right. Which is like kind of like just kind of more alt kind of calm British kind of music, like folk music basically. And then he has a solo career.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Yeah, homie's never stopped making music a day in his life.
Huge respect to him, and definitely a huge inspiration of kind of molding my taste and everything today. Number 2.
We're getting pretty close here. Yeah, we're getting pretty close.
The first album that we had in common, the only one we had in common this whole list.
Really?
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Aha!
Because I'm glad that you feel the same way, and I know it's not very common.
That's what I'm saying. Not appreciated enough, I don't think.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I feel like when it comes to music, people really don't appreciate the artistic impacts of songs and lyricism anymore. And I get it, because I get the arguments like, oh, I just want to enjoy my music. But it's like maybe I'm the problem, but I enjoy music when it's very artistic and very lyrical.
To a certain extent too, though, there is an edibleness of this album, a consumableness of this album that I think is literally just enough to make the art just hit that much closer. You know? But go ahead.
I kind of held my tongue when you were talking about it, but we talked about it a little bit.
I talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I held my tongue on purpose just because I didn't want to give too many of my opinions. But I think, I mean, every track was every track meant something. Storytelling from start to the end. Something that he's never had a problem with storytelling. Even GNX, I feel like, is storytelling, just a different story.
Just the story of his home in my head is more GNX, right?
And I think so, like, to me, the album's very comfortable as well, because I can put, I will say, I can put a person that was involved in my life, like friendship wise or whatever, on each single album on this whole thing. So I would, the thing is this one, I can put my 2 closest friends right there on it. And one of my closest friends' girlfriend at the time, because she was also in the room, which I just remembered in my head, but I forgot.
You had a girlfriend?
No, you didn't listen to anything I just said. No, so Sorry. It was the three of us, right? You know what I'm talking about. And then his girlfriend. I forgot she was there until I just started talking about it.
I recall now. See, sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying because you were kind of cutting out my mic.
Oh, sorry about that. But so like that's the thing is, like, out of all these albums, this is literally the one that I can put your guys' face with it. And to me, it may sound kind of crazy, but like that's like a really big thing for me. The people involved in my head with these albums.
That's definitely that. I didn't even realize that was probably part of why I put that one up so high. That one had been my number 1 for a while too. But go ahead.
That one, my number 2 is kind of right now interchangeable with number 1, and it could be passed. But that's basically what I want to say. The comfortable nature of that album was definitely a big factor to that one. And I mean, come on, it's his best work.
It's right.
Pimple Butterfly, I feel like is good, but
we'll never admit it.
It's not Big Steppers. My number 1. This is the one. This is the one that I'm not like.
Don't start it with some crazy whack statement.
I just want to say,
you're not.
but to be fair, he did make Graduation. My number one is
So what am I looking
Graduation by Kanye West.
Hey. You know what, bro? I can't even.
First hip hop album I owned. I remember I got a little like really beat up like CD. It was like a paper CD.
It's okay
case.
for this one to be a little nostalgic too. That just makes sense.
It was like in a beat up paper CD case thing that I opened it up and it still had a poster inside of it from the CD. I mean, every single song.
It's Graduation. It's Graduation.
Every single song, best of all time. He did make Graduation.
Right. But can't also then. We're not going to talk about Kanye. I can't talk about Kanye. I can't do it.
But I will say my honorable mention. I'm going to put an honorable mention in this.
We are going to go through. I'm going to put
Bully
a
by
couple honorable
Kanye
mentions.
West.
What?
Bully by Kanye West. I haven't even heard a song by on Bully, so don't quote me on that.
You're joking? Okay,
I'm joking because I literally have never heard. I have not heard a song on Bully. But yeah, I mean, there's really every song just you feel it. It hits. I don't really know. It's so iconic to me that it's just like second nature to listen to it and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no kidding. I didn't even know Bully was a thing. That's so weird.
It's a thing.
I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to know, bro.
I think that's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I think that's the album that he talked about having sex with his cousin. Was Bully?
No
that
comment. I don't have the energy for to process Kanye West.
That's really it. Like it's all pretty self.
Do you have any actual honorable mentions, by the way? Because I do want to cover a couple honorable.
I want to say Doomsday by MF Doom. That was one that I was trying to decide because I felt like I had to pick one MF Doom album, and that was the close second to Food. No, without going through and looking at everything, it's hard for me to find music because I know, and I actually kind of want to do this later down the line, redo this list and like see if we get the same list because it's going to be different. It's going to be different.
Maybe we do this every season just once because I'm sure the list is going to change. Because right now, Chromacopia is going to be up there. I'm telling you. You don't like it right now, but you're going to get it one day.
One day. That's what people said about Igor, and I'm still.
Igor is. I think Igor is really definitely up there for me.
Honorable mention, Flower Boy.
I didn't get it at first either. Flower Boy. You know what? Amen. That's a good honorable mention.
I've definitely said on multiple occasions that's one of the best albums of all time.
Right. Exactly. Oh, on this list for a very long time, but isn't anymore because of the internet. Childish Gambino. Man, that was another album with a whole movie with like everything. Are you still there?
Yeah, sorry.
Working?
I dropped my earbud case.
Okay.
I'm trying to pick it up. I keep dropping
All right,
it.
you're all right. You're right. But Childish Gambino, because of the internet, like homie made a whole movie, homie did everything for this album, and it was his real like debut album, and it was fucking awesome. When it came out too, it was like just legendary. Another one that people should experience that no one's gonna ever have heard of. I am obsessed with this old group because of my brother too, because of my big brother. Called Atmosphere. God Loves Ugly by Atmosphere, and another one by Atmosphere. Life Gives You Lemons. When Life Gives You Lemons, Paint That Shit Gold. Both of these albums, fucking awesome. Hold on.
I got another one, and see, this is going to be a problem because I could do this probably all day now. Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue.
Shout Out the Devil?
Shout at the Devil by Motley Crue.
I've never heard of this.
That's crazy. Have you heard? You've heard of Motley Crue though?
I don't think so.
Oh, I definitely have crossed over into white territory with that one, I guess.
Oh my God! I don't know how this is not on the list. Honestly, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
It's a good one. I can't remember. I'm so bad with remembering the song name.
Oh my God! Just an album that the album that is the soundtrack, my mom's soundtrack to life that I grew up to. Kind of is The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Oh my God, legendary. Also one of the greatest, just probably up there for one of the greatest albums of all time. So, right. Man, there's just so many that we could literally talk about this forever probably. But I also would like nowadays I'd put Chromacopia up there. I do want to give you have to listen to Father Figure, bro.
You probably already said it, but what's your top album this month?
This month?
Yeah.
Shit, that's tough. So if you go by my listening, it's Father Figure. Yeah. If you go straight up by that, yeah. But if you go by the last 6 months, it's still my favorite album of all time. It's still For Your Eyes Only, which is crazy. But every time, that's just an album I will always keep going back to. A shout out, I do want to give a shout out as well. People are gonna cringe at this. To specifically Logic's Everybody, because it was
song.
overhyped. Obviously, definitely treated better than it should have been. The 1-800 song is like how people will know him.
He has a song
but
Everybody too on that album, right? That's the one I'm thinking.
yeah,
I think, yeah.
Everybody People.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that song.
Dope song. But actually that album like goes hard. Underappreciated because some of the songs on it were a little overappreciated, if you know what I'm saying. Another one where I think he just peaked and then after that he was gone. We don't talk about him after that. He had a couple of songs on a couple of mixtapes that hit me right in the soul. But
so I was trying to figure out what my top album was for this month, and it makes sense. Lemonade by Beyonce. I keep going back to that this month. I don't know.
Ooh, valid, actually, valid.
It is a banger album. I will say though.
Oh my God, how did we not talk about 21 Pilots this whole time?
I mean, I know why I didn't.
You don't like 21 Pilots at all?
No, I like them, but like I wouldn't. I don't consider them top.
They just have some good. So I think they just have some really good like projects. Some of them. You know what I'm saying?
Vessel was really, really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that we didn't even talk about it, crazy.
It's worth talking
like every
about,
song
but it's not
on
worth
that
to be on a list.
But even their, honestly, my favorite one of theirs really is the OG, the 21 Pilots title album. Even though nobody listens to it, it's just like I like a lot of the raw shit from back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember what's even on that album in the first place.
I mean, technically, I could just. I'm gonna switch to.
Dude, I've never even heard.
I'm gonna switch back to the regular podcast scene.
I don't think I've even heard of any songs on this album. That's crazy. 2009. Whoa. Yeah, but definitely Vessel. That's my top album from them. Come
on, there we go. That does the trick. I guess. I don't know why. You know what? You're just having that background for the time. It's a little scuffed. I moved back to the regular output. But point being, yeah, you should check that album out. It's kind of dope in a completely different way. And you can see where their sound comes from after that. But underrated artists, for me, nostalgia-wise, is, I want to just say like 3. B.O.B. back in the day, pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I
Strange Clouds is a great album.
I listen to B.O.B. a lot now.
His old music?
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. Because his new music,
what he's doing now is trash. Respectfully.
Yeah, I don't listen to that. I just
B.O.B. presents The Adventures of Bobby Ray. That is a legendary album, respectfully, right? Not enough respect on that album, I don't think. He be making some crazy shit now. I don't even know what the fuck going on. But, yeah, it's weird. But besides him, I wanted to shout out as well Passenger, if you remember that one song.
Yeah, I do.
Like that song.
It's crazy. I haven't thought about that song in forever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You said Passenger.
But they have some really good. Yeah, so back in the day, I was obsessed with a very folk sound, and they really make some really good folk sounding music. So if you don't know, I'm gonna send you some tracks after this. But oh yeah, Maroon 5 Overexposed is also, but Maroon 5 doesn't need a shout out.
You talking about more folk reminds me someone that I feel like is good an artist to mention, but I can't like tell you like a specific album that I love because I like pretty much all of it. Is Zach Bryan. He's like a kind of country
valid.
folk.
100 valid.
Yeah,
I've been listening to a lot of country lately because my best friend that I work with.
Oh my bad.
We hang out, and he listens to a lot of country, so that's why I've been listening to a lot of country recently. But as well, more importantly, I wanted to talk about Bruno Mars. We didn't say any Bruno Mars albums. Is Doo-Wop and Hooligans?
It's not just him, but I think APT was like the top song that I listened to last year for sure.
Yeah. So, Doo-Wop and Hooligans, man, that is probably. If you would ask me until about 2019 to 2020, that probably would have been up there in the top 5. You know? Oh man, that album really touched my soul. Can't even lie to you, excuse me. And the last artist I want to give a shout out to is this French artist named Stormé. So, but that's definitely not how you say it. Stromae? I don't know how to say it.
Stromae, I think. Yeah.
But fucking phenomenal music. Not enough people listen to him, I guess, because he speaks French, but people love K-pop, so I don't understand. Anyway, He's definitely one of the more popular French artists. But god dang, some fucking amazing. But that's pretty much what I got.
So I'm gonna give
that
some
I just
shout outs
wanted
because
to-
I got a couple that I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah. Go for it.
Dochi. We mentioned her a little bit, but
Dochi for
sure.
Oh my god. Okay, one more. Neo.
Man, that's
Now
the
it's
one,
going
that's the
through.
one I don't think about ever.
Right, but he has some really good, actually, work of art albums, bro.
Velvet Underground, amazing band. Very like I was talking to a friend about him because she started listening to Grateful Dead, and I was like, if Grateful Dead is weed music, Velvet Underground is heroin music. That's the best way to describe them.
Oh my god, that's
And then
funny.
that's it. Well, I'll go on forever. That's all I got. I'm just going through my
Yeah,
Spotify looking at songs, and I was just like, yeah, these are people that I want to acknowledge. But
Yeah, that's really how I look at it too, bro. It's like I could go on forever.
Fuck Drake.
I am so obsessed.
Fuck Drake. Just
sucks.
gotta get that out there. I saw his name
But
on
also
here, so.
Take Care though. Just that's the only thing I care about is Take Care.
I remember I would like play GTA and I'd drive around listening to Started from the Bottom, just
Yeah,
on loop. I don't know what. That's what
I feel
Yeah, I'm over Drake.
that's valid. That's valid.
I
I think
remember-
everybody's kind of
so
over Drake.
no one's listening at this point, so I can say whatever. I remember when at one point, like I was like a big Drake hater, right? And then my friends were like, you're overreacting and everything like that. And then
Oh, now look at where we're
then,
at. Huh?
and then I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a chance. So I listened to Drake and I was like, okay, there's a couple songs that I like. But then now all of a sudden it's cool to not like Drake, and I'm over
To
here.
hate on Drake. you finally came to the party like, okay, maybe Drake's all right.
And I was
then
like, I've been telling
everybody starts hating on Drake.
It's like I've been telling you guys. I'm tried to play nice, but I've been telling you guys that there's a problem here. No one was listening
As
to me.
a former Canadian citizen, I was also never really a big Drake fan.
He's just boring.
But I think all Canadians kind of hate Drake because he kind of just a sellout, and they've been known that.
he's just boring. Like that's
Yeah.
my thing. Like all
Go back to
personality stuff aside, boring music.
go back to the grassy, brother.
Exactly. I'm sure though. I'll take you back. Get back in the wheelchair.
Oh my god,
He was in a wheelchair in that show.
you're right, but I think there's a whole like backstory to that in the show.
I don't care. Put him
I think he
back.
got shot, bro.
Okay.
Kind of a serious thing. That show's good. That show's underrated.
No way.
Genuinely. Just because Drake touched it doesn't mean
No,
it's
I
tainted.
didn't-
I'll say that.
I remember watching it when I was younger. and I was like, this
Khaled!
sucks.
Oh my god. Sorry. Now I'm scrolling through my music. Yeah, we could do this forever.
Like DJ Khaled.
Go ahead, sorry.
We the best.
No.
I know you meant Khalid.
This kid. Oh my god. That album. I don't know if that album's called 18 or what.
I think so.
You know the one with
he was big
Young, Dumb, and Broke
yeah,
on it?
he was big at one point with that album. Yeah.
Right. That album came out in almost all the songs on that album did
I think-
numbers,
I think
right?
Billie Eilish.
And then right after
top
that,
song
he
is the
did.
one with him still.
How do we not talk about Billie Eilish
That
this
is
whole
true.
time too?
It's not anymore. It's up there though. It's her. At least on Spotify, "Lovely" with Khalid is number 4.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
that's huge.
Lovely. It's huge. Right. That's why I was like, how did we not talk about
3 billion plays.
Billie Eilish this whole time too? Huh?
3 billion plays.
Even Eastside, which came out after a while after that too, was huge. And Silence, he just did a bunch of huge songs at that point.
Talking about
And
Billie
then
Eilish,
oh my
when
god,
we all fall asleep, where do we go? Top tier.
Yeah.
Top tier.
top tier. Her best one. I'm not saying she fell off after that. I'm just saying like it wasn't the same after because it was less her sound and more in my head. It's just a lot more polished, you know.
No, you were saying now it's more polished now.
Now,
Yeah.
post. I'm
'Cause
saying
this felt-
after.
This one felt very personal. Yeah. This.
Right. Everything after When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Feels a little like way more by design.
The appeal that made her big is gone after that album, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right.
the like
and
the
it doesn't-
bedroom singing in my bedroom kind of style was gone.
Right. It just feels like less like music that just she can make, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It still very much is, but it's also like, I don't know. It just leaves a different taste in my mouth. But point being, that album was legendary.
Speaking of taste in my mouth, that's all I got.
Why do you keep doing this? I'm waiting for you to follow shit up. Every time you do that shit, I'm going to leave that silence in. There's going to be, and you know what? I'm going to edit in one dude in a terrible crowd being like, whoa, yeah! That's it. That's what I'm going to put right there. I'm going to let the silence go for a little bit, and then it's going to be the one guy screaming and hollering, best joke ever! Anyway, because I thought you were going to continue the sentence. Why do you do me like that?
I mean, you could like make a guess of what I could say.
I don't wanna.
Actually, with that one, I don't want you to.
You know what? Free Spirit was pretty big too, actually. It wasn't nearly as big as American Teen is the album that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. American Teen.
But
he had a song,
you know
18. A song was named 18.
Free Spirit in 2019 did pretty good numbers too. I can't even lie. Apparently, he released a bunch more projects since then. I just ain't never listened to him. I feel like I gotta check it out because he was my favorite artist for that period of time for sure. Those tracks ring in my head to this day. Anyway, I think that was also in that playlist at one point. The top 10 of all time. I digress. We've gotten to a... Huh?
I digress.
Degrassi. You Degrassi. We've gotten to a pretty good stopping point. There's like at least 10 minutes that I got to cut out of just no shit going on at all. And we've already been recording for 2 hours. So, closing statements, thoughts, feelings.
I got a new channel that I've been doing. Not Mindset, if you want to check that out. Not Mindset on YouTube, not Mindset on Twitch.
You gotta find a better way to plug that,
MindsetTW.com
or a better name
to get some WrestleTees merch, just if you want to.
But
I got some shirts.
I'm just saying, every time you say it, you're like, it's not Mindset on Twitch, not Mindset on... You see how that can be a little confusing?
So go ahead and follow anyone that's not named Mindset on Twitch, because that's me, not Mindset. I am literally everyone on YouTube and Twitch. Except for Mindset.
Yeah, so go find Ace the Space Boy on Spotify.
Oh.
Don't. There's no Ace the Space Boy on Spotify.
I'm too tired. I tried to bark and I glitched. I was like, yeah.
Go find Ace the Space Boy on SoundCloud for sure. I still be releasing tracks up to this day on SoundCloud, but they'll never release anywhere else.
Here's Lil Pump era.
This is my Lil Pump era for sure. But I make some good music, guys, I think. Even my white friend who plays country likes it, so and it's not his style at all. But point being, go check that out. That's pretty much all I got going on right now. Go check out Ace the Space Boy YT. I'm gonna start streaming on there real soon.
Right now.
I think I've got permission to now, so I'm gonna start streaming on there more often, probably around the late hours of the night. If you're a night owl like me, come hang out. And then hopefully I'll start posting those videos that I really want to do on my main channel, Ace the Space Boy, on YouTube.
Wow.
I'm never going to do that again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you next episode when we shuffle it up and Big Boy over here gives us a topic that he has not decided upon yet.
We're going to talk about your
hopefully. That was out of pocket. Speaking
out of pocket.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Peace.